right, welcome back, third grade. We are in our math books now on page 741, lesson 12.8. If you do notice, if you're logged in, obviously you do not see my face on today's screencast. We're having too many issues with my pen not showing up. I know we had a lot of difficulties. So to get the pen that works, that means you don't get to see my pretty face. So I do apologize, but we're doing the best we can to get everything to work properly so that you guys can learn the best you possibly can. So I do apologize. It's a little bit different today, but you'll be able to see my pen, hopefully. All right. So today's lesson is going to be a little bit confusing. I'm going to be very honest with you. You're going to have to really listen and work hard at the attributes of all the shapes. All right. And not just the quadrilaterals, but all the polygons, all the angles. And we're going to try to wrap this up and kind of understand and analyze all the attributes of the different polygons that we've learned. All right. And the first thing that they're going to talk about is a Venn diagram. Now, Venn diagrams are usually used in language arts or maybe science or social studies where you're comparing two things. All right. And the beginning of part of our lesson today is just really understanding what a Venn diagram is and what we do. So in math, now we're going to use it to really talk about the attributes of different things. All right. And they're going to put some things, remember, everything in this circle here has to have an attribute of the title. So maybe, it's a quadrilaterals, quadrilaterals. All right, so I'll put quad in there for quadrilaterals. All right. And then maybe over here, everything that has to have a right angle or something like that. And so that you can have, you might have some things that have right angles that are not quadrilateral. So maybe you have a right triangle in here. All right. A right triangle, but it's not a quadrilateral, so it has to stay out of here. Maybe you have a quadrilateral in here that doesn't have, that's a quadrilateral. Now, it's a quadrilateral, but it does not have a right angle, so it can't go in there. Only the things that have both. Only the things that have both. So if it's quadrilateral and it has a right angle, then it could go in there. Those are the kind of things that we're going to be learning about today. So going to be using the Venn diagrams to compare. So it may seem weird at first, like why are we using Venn diagrams? What they're trying to get you to do is just to think a little bit more deeply about the math topic. And they do that way. All right, so let me pull back up our GoMath page. And we are not going to do every question here today. All right, I think the way they do it is a little bit confusing at the start. So we're going to kind of jump around. So make sure you're following along with me. That we're like the first page goes step by step by step by step. We are not going to do that. All right, we're going to skip right ahead to page 7. Next page 7. Let's see, 742. All right, where it says try another problem. We're just going to talk about this. All right, so it says try another problem. The Venn diagram shows the shapes Andrea used to make a picture. Where would the shape shown below be placed in the Venn diagrams? So this is kind of the one that I talked about when we talked about it. This title is quadrilaterals. This title is any polygon with right angles. All right. Where would this shape go? So this big circle is quadrilaterals. Remember, quad means 4, lateral means side. Polygons with right angles means any shape. Any shape in the world that has a right angle. And a right angle is any shape that is like the box, the L. All right, these corners here, and these corners here are all right angles. So we have to look closely at this kind of shape we have and kind of figure out what we have and where is it going to go. So go ahead and think about it. Don't worry about all that mumbo jumbo underneath it. Just think about it and come up with your answer. You don't have to write anything. Just think about it. Where are you going to put it? If you need extra time, press pause. And I'll give you some time to think about it. And I'm going to tell you where it should go. So press pause and think. All right. Where are we going to put this shape? First of all, is it a quadrilateral? Does it have 4 sides? Does it belong in that circle? It has 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a quadrilateral. So it belongs in this quadrilateral circle. All right, our next question is, does it have a right angle? Because if it does, that means it's a polygon with a right angle, and it's a quadrilateral, so it's both of those things. Does it have a right angle? It actually has two right angles. One and one there. So this quadrilateral would go in the middle part. Obviously, I don't have enough room there to go. All right? So this is what we're going to be doing today. Taking a shape and, really thinking about its attributes. The length of its sides, the angles it may have, how many sides it may have. All right? And that's where we're going to be classifying some of those things today. So right now, you don't have really anything written in your math book. So I don't want your parents getting mad. It's like, well, you didn't write anything down today. Well, we haven't had to yet. All right, I really want you to understand what we're doing with the Venn diagrams first. Then we're going to do some writing here in a little bit. So hopefully my pen is showing up. Hopefully you're able to hear me clearly. Hopefully you had a nice weekend. It should be Tuesday now by the time you've gotten to this. So hopefully you had a good Monday. So really we are going to start with number 1 on page 743. That's really when you guys are going to really start doing some of the work for me. All right, so let's read this question. Jordan is sorting the shapes at the right in a Venn diagram. Where would the green diamond go? I shouldn't say it's not really a diamond, it's a rhombus. Where would the green rhombus go? It's going to kind of guide you through it. All right. It says first, look at the sides and angles of all these polygons. All right. Next, draw the polygons in the Venn diagram. All right. So down here, I'm going to make this a little more. So down here is your Venn diagram. So you're going to actually start sorting some of these shapes. All right. So first you're going to look at the sides and the angles of the polygons. And we're going to draw them in down there. All right. So press pause and draw them in. So take the shapes from up top and draw them in. Meanwhile, I'm going to make my Venn diagram a little bit larger. Try to make this a little bit larger so we can draw these in. So there's your Venn diagram. So if I start drawing in these shapes, where did you put them? The first shape was that green rectangle. That green rectangle. Now, I'm not going to make them all. Let me scroll up here a little bit. Green rectangle. All right. So this is a polygon with right angles. Polygons with all sides of equal length. So I got to start thinking. All right. My rectangle. Does it have all right angles? Yes, it does. Are all sides equal of a rectangle? No. So my rectangle would only go on this side. Maybe if my pen thing ever starts working here. All right. My rectangle goes over here. Now, I know yours is green. That's a green rectangle. Mine, all my stuff's going to be black. The next one I had looks like a blue triangle. All right, my blue triangle. Now, does that blue triangle have right angles? It does not. But all the sides appear to be equal. So my triangle would have went there. My square. The next one is a square. Does a square have right angles? Does a square have right angles? Yes. Are all sides equal in length? Yes. So a square meets both of them. So the square is our first one that goes in the middle. Then we have, looks to be like a red triangle. A red triangle has a right angle, but it did not have any equal sides. So that would go on the right angle only. We have a pentagon, right somewhere in the middle. It's hard for me to tell the colors down here. It looks orange. We have our pentagon that was in the middle of that up there. So did that have a right angle? Yes. Were all sides equal in length? No. So our pentagon should have been down here. And then we had that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That looks like an octagon over there. Our octagon had a right angle, but the sides were not all equal in length. I'm going to do my best to draw this. It looks something like this. And that's not even close to what it looked like, but you get the point. Kind of. All right. That one had right angles only. Then we had another pentagon, and that actually had no right angles. So our pentagon, shaped like this, should have been on this part. And then we had our square that was turned on its side, had all right angles. So those are the shapes it gave you. All right, now the question was, what about that green rhombus? All right, what about that green rhombus? Where should that have went? Did it have right angles? It did not. So it had to go over here with all the sides being equal. Because remember, a rhombus is a square that's been squished down. So this is what your Venn diagram should have looked like. Should have looked like. I'm going to clear all that. Make my page normal size again. Shrink that up. Oh, not that small. There we go. All right, back to my scroll down. All right, then number 2, where would you place? Oh, I didn't see this. Where would you place this quadrilateral? So in this one right here, where would you place it? Now, obviously, I erased all mine, but you should still have yours. So where would we place this? Does it have right angles? Does it have all sides of equal length? So think about that for a moment. Pause and draw where you think it should go. So where would I put it? It does have right angles. I should just drag it over here, but I can't. I gotta draw it. Does it have right angles? Yes, it has right angles. It actually has 2 of them. One here and one there. Does it have sides of equal length? It does not. So this shape would have went on that side. Number 3, what if Jordan sorted the shapes by polygons with right angles and polygons with less than a right angle? How? We're going to skip that. Don't worry about number 3. Skip number 3. Number 3. Like I said, today we're going to kind of skip around because it is a little bit challenging, so I'm going to really pick the ones I want you to work on. I like number 4. That's what I like. So Eva drew the Venn diagram below. Write the label she could have used for the diagram. So on this question, they're giving you what it's done. You got to figure out, what would the title of this circle be? So look at all the shapes set in this circle. What attributes do they all have? Then over here, what would the title for this circle be? What attributes do they all have? Just take a moment, press pause, really think about the attributes. What could we title the left circle? What could we title the right circle? All right. Now this is something we have not talked about yet today. And there may be more than one answer, so you don't have to email me, Mr. Klaus, on number 4, I had a different answer. All right, as long as your answer makes sense and your parents agree with you, I'm good with that. I trust you guys. But on this one right here, all the ones on the left side, I'm not going to write the whole word. Yes, I will. Have parallel sides. You look here, top, parallel to bottom. Top, parallel to bottom. This one actually has 2 pairs. One parallel. All of them have at least one set of parallel sides. This one, they all have right angles. It's kind of tricky because this is a right angle. They all have right angles. So the ones in the middle have both parallel sides and right angles. I'm going to make a right angle here. Best I can. All right. So this is part 1. I can only go for 15 minutes. I have about 5 seconds left. This is part 1. You log on part 2. We're going to pick up where I left off.